Is the Kenya Kwanza administration losing traction or gaining popularity? The straight answer to this question would be a definite depends with who you ask. It's imperative to note that a good fraction of those who supported and voted in William Samoei Ruto now switch off their gadgets when they see him come up. Is it because they are not benefiting directly from the Kenya Kwanza administration? I don't know. But what I know is that when situations don't favor individuals, they tend to back out. And when they do, even Christians call it grace. It is 1 year and a half and a quarter into William Ruto's administration. Yet I'm perplexed by the names citizens are labeling their beloved president. Zakayo, Mtukufu Lais, Master of Doublespeak. All that is a show of no faith to the presidency.
Nataka niulize hapa Meru, mtu akisema kitu ambaye si kweli, wewe mnaita aje? Semeni asikie kitu ambacho mtu amesema na si ukweli. Inaitwa nini? Haya, huku kwenu. Ati mtu ambaye ni mzee akisema uongo unanyamaza tu? Mtu ambaye ni mzee kukushinda akisema uongo unafanyaje? Si unamwambia hiyo ni uongo? Sasa nataka kuuliza hapa. Mtu akisimama aseme, akiweka Biblia chini, baada ya siku 7 bei ya unga itashuka na isifanyike. Hiyo inaitwa nini? Inaitwa nini? Akisema serikali yake itakuwa ya mama mboga, bodaboda na watu wengine wa chini, alafu wakiingia anatafuta mandugu zake na marafiki zake wa dosi, anawapatia hizo ministries zilikuwa za mama mboga. Hiyo mnahitaje Meru? Mnahitaje hiyo? Akisimama aseme kila soko na kila kijiji itakuwa na internet ya watoto hapa, vijana wetu ukitaka kupiga simu hautakuwa unatozwa pesa yoyote. Hapa Meru mnaita nini hiyo? Inaitwa nini? Akisimama aseme serikali yake nusu itakuwa ya kina mama, aingie aweke marafiki zake kutoka Kalenjin, wa baba tupu. Hiyo mnahitaje huku? Sasa mimi kama Sifuna nikisimama niseme Ruto ni muongo, nimekosa heshima? Mtu muongo ni nini? Muongo. Haya, ako na ule advisor wake wa mambo ya kiuchumi, anaitwa David Ndii. David Ndii alisema Ruto ni muongo na ukimwamini wewe ni mjinga. Nataka mrudie nyuma yangu. Ruto ni ukimwamini wewe ni.
Well, you and I can agree on one thing, that the Kenya Kwanza manifesto was an overambitious one. Meanwhile, the president loves to feed his people with hope, ambition, and promises. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose definite hope. I quote Martin Luther King. And on this, the president understood the assignment clearly. Now, I hear that there's a new style in town. I'll tell you about it. It's the Ruto style. And I hear it's where one gets on top and does nothing. Kenyans are very fearless. But let me ask you, Kenyans, do you really feel the president is doing nothing? I mean, as we speak right now, the president is in Japan, signing deals. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the next 18 hours somewhere in Wote constituency or Lamu or wherever he will be. I have got a chance to be close to the president on various occasions. And I can tell you, I have seen a focused, visionary man who seems to know what he's doing. Ask those who work around him. Ask those who are around him frequently. They won't fail to mention his professional ethics and values to work. And remember, during the campaign period, he traversed the whole country with aggression, That speaks a lot about a hard-working president. And you know, this presidency seat does not come with work experience. You get there, you put your best foot forward, and prove to the electorate that you are worth their choice. The president has been on the move, and here are some of the bilateral agreements president's achievements are not really in touch with the ordinary Kenyans' needs. Kenyans are still grappling with harsh economic times. The Kenyan shilling is weakening day by day against the dollar, which will in turn increase the cost of importation and also increase the cost of production and affect so many businesses. The economy is staring at a looming debt crisis with a 2024 Eurobond repayment that economists say will cause adverse effects to an already crippling economy. The education sector is in a crisis with a transition to the CBC curriculum, and universities are on the verge of striking because of lack of capitation to this sector. And I'd also want to know your thoughts about the transition of the school fees payment from the schools to the e-citizen portal in the comment section. Story for another day. The president openly attacked other branches of government, as I have explained in my previous videos. And he has failed to act as a symbol of national unity. Through the government spokesman, we have come to know that Kenya lacks a definite foreign policy. We're no longer allied to the West or the East, but we go where our interests are served best, termed as Tanga-Tanga policy. Not forgetting watching the president move around the country on top of government cars. And his conduct has been questionable. For instance, in Meru, he has been scolding citizens in rage.
Vijana, ngoja. Ngoja. Mimi nataka tuelewane hivi. Ngoja. Haya, tumesikia ile mmesema. Nyinyi vijana nataka niwaambie. Mimi nataka niwapangie kazi ya ajira. Mambo ya kuja kupiga makelele kwa mkutano mimi sitaki. Musikie vizuri. Sijui kama tunaelewana. Sisi tumekuja hapa kupanga mambo ya maendeleo ya Meru. We do not want this kind of nonsense.
That's a whole president. We have also noticed some members of the executive being turned into campaign instruments or tools as they have been moving around the country recruiting members of the public to join the ruling party. The High Court has okayed the recruitment of IEBC officials. And the big question is, who is going to be the next Kenya's Chief Justice? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to understand one fundamental principle when it comes to politics. Power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. When one gets into a position of power, the next thing they want to do and think about is how to consolidate the power. Now, let's not lie to ourselves that 2027 is far away to think about the campaign and the elections. Because trust me, any individual in a position of power is thinking about government formation, how to retain the power, if not seek for higher positions. Now, a question to you. If you were president, what would you do? Well, many are of the opinion that William Ruto is a definite two-term, 10 years president. And I wouldn't blame anyone for thinking this way because he beats the odds to get into power. He beat a system that he wasn't quite part of. But I say, a day in politics is a very long time. So is 2.5 years. Dynamics can change. Anything can happen. We can have another William Ruto to beat the system also. Having said all that, all I can request the president is to go above and beyond in sealing all the loopholes of corruption, provide employment opportunities to ease unemployment, ease the cost of living, and improve Kenya's economy. Come 2027, it will be a no-brainer because the record will have spoken for itself. If not, that's my time today.